What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and let me start off by saying, if I look a little bit tired, I promise it's totally an accident. I've been awake for about 2 days straight now because I did that marathon live stream, which was 17 hours of Fortnite playing with you guys, and now I've been taking care of all sorts of other work stuff. So unfortunately, I haven't had time to really lay down and rest my eyes, but I promise, as soon as this video's done, I'm going to take a nice long nap. But today, there is a topic that's just come up that's so interesting I kind of wanted to rip into it because it's honestly a little bit baffling. We've actually finally had full crossplay support for Minecraft. This has actually been fully integrated now as of today, and it seems like Xbox and Nintendo are extremely happy about it. Because keep in mind, it's only those two. Right now, if you own this game, you are now able to go online with anybody who's on the Xbox One, PC, or Nintendo Switch. They share servers. And what's interesting about this is it is now the third game to do this. We've also got Rocket League, which has been doing it since launch, and also Fortnite Battle Royale. So it means that in many ways, the people who happen to own an Xbox One or a Nintendo Switch are basically just getting more people to play with and more friends they can join the action with. But for some reason, this has been met with an overwhelming amount of backlash. I mean, something that just seems mind-melting to me because, personally, this seems like a very positive thing overall. While I consider myself mostly a PS4 fan, I mean, I just did my 17-hour live stream on a PlayStation 4 and had a blast with it, let's face facts that Sony definitely likes to keep their stuff real tight. They don't like playing with others, and they're really kind of just about dumping all their money into exclusives, stuff like Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man. They just want to have their big toys over here and not let anybody else play with them. So that's a business strategy that seems to be working with them. But what's really bizarre about what's going on right now is that a lot of Sony fanboys aren't upset that Sony isn't allowing them to join in on this fun. Instead, they seem more upset at Microsoft and Nintendo for trying to join forces. Now, I can sort of understand what they're getting at in a loose way, but they seem very vitriolic. I've definitely been digging around in the forums, and lots of people seem outraged by the idea that Nintendo and Microsoft are clearly trying to establish themselves in a way to get a bigger chunk of market dominance. I mean, that's definitely what this is for, is that they're trying to get big headlines and people happy with it, and people to buy more games on both platforms. But that still seems like a good thing. What's weird, though, is that I've seen a lot of PS4 owners, people who only own a PlayStation 4 and really love it, are claiming that Microsoft and Nintendo are about to go out of business, that there's something like desperate dogs fighting over scraps, which is a completely ridiculous and outlandish claim. All three of the big giants, we're talking Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, these are billion-dollar companies that make giant moves that influence the world. When they come out with games, people notice, people buy it, and people get in line just to see tiny bits of it. So to try and act like any one of them is close to the bandsaw of doom is obviously extremely wrong information, but more than that, I definitely think people they're getting a little bit twisted about what's going on here. I mean, let's be obvious. The point of all this is to try and get people to come over to their platform. I think that it definitely seems like Xbox is trying to get people to buy Nintendo Switches, and Nintendo Switch is trying to get people to buy Xboxes. To the point at which I've even seen people from Nintendo and from Microsoft in interviews just randomly carrying around controllers for the other people's platforms, or just carrying around a Switch. The reason they're really doing this at the end of the day isn't just because they're trying to make fans happy, they're trying to expand their reach and try and get a bigger dominance. It's not necessarily about trying to magically take power away from Sony, so much as it's about trying to double down and make it where they can get more people in on more kinds of gaming, but still be buying stuff for the same audience. So I just want to say something. something that's the most bizarre to me is not only are Sony people really, really mad at Microsoft and Nintendo, I've also seen a separate group that is now claiming that they are going to try and boycott the PlayStation 4. There are people who are currently PlayStation 4 owners who are saying that they want to cancel their PlayStation Plus membership to make it where they're taking more money out of their pockets, and they're saying that they're going to cancel pre-orders on future games just as a statement. I think that the people, now those people are being over the top and in my opinion way too dramatic, but I think that what they're getting at here is actually something I do agree with. I think that a lot of the point they're trying to get at is that they want to play with everybody else. They want to make it where if their friends own Rocket League on the Nintendo Switch, they should 100% be able to jump on the PS4 and have fun. Kick the ball around, enjoy themselves, stress-free fun for everybody. The only reason that's currently not allowed is because of Sony. They are purposely blockading it for no other reason than the fact that they want to make people get locked onto their singular platform. They want to hold all the power, all the consolidation, keep everybody right here. Wakanda forever. And while that is working for them, I still think that it's just... It seems like a move that is going to end up exploding in their face like a hand grenade. They've pulled the pin, they've got all that strength and might right here, but eventually they either got to throw that grenade to try and hurt their opponents, or it's going to blow some fingers off and probably melt some faces in the process. So, why do I think this is all happening? Why is it that I think that suddenly Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo are having these new battle lines drawn? Honestly, if I had to theorize, the catalyst behind all this, the person who is trying to shake things up is Microsoft themselves. I don't think this is an effort to try and get more people to buy the Xbox One though. No. I actually think that what's going on is they're trying to win more hearts and minds to the idea of the Xbox 2. This is the initial groundwork for the next console generation. They're trying to win people over in the battleground that actually matters most. Friends, fans, and followers. The people who are not only invested emotionally, but the people who are invested financially in your product. They're trying to get people interested in the idea of Xbox as a brand before the next thing comes out. My camera randomly died while filming the rest of this video, so let me just tell you how it ends real quick. Basically, what's going on here is they're at a point where they absolutely need to get people on board. Try and get people to pre-order the next generation of that console, because they need it. I mean, we're in a space now where so many people own the PlayStation, tons of people are jumping on board with the Switch, but the growth of Xbox is beginning to stagnate. At this point, if they want to win in the traditional sense of the word, what they need to do is get together and get ready to dominate what's coming in the future. The future generation, what's coming over the horizon, is how they could possibly dominate this. And I think that it is a smart move, but I'm not sure that it's a gamble that's going to fully pay off. But I'm really curious what you think about all this, because personally, I see this as nothing but a purely beneficial situation. It seems like, if anything, this is going to heighten the console war and make it where the future generations are going to be even more intense. Maybe we'll see Microsoft make a massive comeback. But what do you think about this? Are you somebody who's actually mad about this entire situation? And if so, break it down for me in the comments down below, because personally, maybe it's just the sleep deprivation, but this does seem like a very, very awesome time to be a gamer. If this is something that seems to worry you, and you think that perhaps they're consolidating power in order to try and make a monopoly, something like the evil internet corporations and bad cell phone brands, let me know in the comments down below. That way, well, I can understand your frustrations. However, if you're as hyped as I am, tell me about how psyched you are and what game you want to have crossplay next. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. This has been DreamcastGuy with another random rant. Sorry that my camera died and I'm showing you this random gameplay, but yeah, I'm just so excited about this. I didn't want to stop the video overall because I'm just so interested in what you guys have to say. Well, alright, I'm going to go take a hardcore nap and then, well, play some crossplay because it's finally possible on so many different games and so many different platforms. Oh, hey, I was just playing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto on my Darth Vader PSP. Are you curious what I'm going to come out with next? Well, if you click this button, you'll be subscribed to be the first to know. Also, if you click over here and here, you can see my latest review and my latest top 10. I promise, it was super good. Or it was really bad and I'm sure you can just make fun of me in the comments. Either way, it'll be a lot of fun. Thanks so much for watching.